Hello everyone, welcome back to Jikook Diaries channel. No one expected it to happen so suddenly. No teaser, no countdown, no official announcement. And yet, within minutes, the internet exploded with one shocking notification that made millions of hearts race at the exact same time. Jimin and Jungkook were live together again. Fans froze. Phones dropped. Group chats went wild. Some armies even admitted they started shaking the moment they saw both of them appear on the same screen, sitting side by side like nothing had changed. Yet everything felt different. Because this wasn't just another live broadcast. This was the reunion everyone had been waiting for. After weeks of longing, speculation, and emotional anticipation, the moment finally arrived, and what happened next left fans screaming, crying, and replaying the video over and over again. Their smiles, their laughter, the way they looked at each other. It all felt too real to ignore. And now, the question echoing across the entire fandom is impossible to silence. Was this simply a casual live, or the beginning of something much bigger for Jikook? Finally together again. Those three words were all it took to send millions of hearts racing across the world. After weeks of anticipation, endless speculation, and countless late-night refreshes of social media feeds, the moment finally arrived, the live broadcast that armies had been dreaming about. And when Jimin and Jungkook appeared on screen side by side once more, smiling in that familiar, comforting way, it felt as if time itself had paused just to let fans breathe in the magic of the reunion. No dramatic stage lights were needed. No elaborate choreography. Just the simple sight of Jimin and Jungkook sitting close together was enough to ignite a wave of emotion that rippled through the fandom within seconds. The comment sections exploded. Hearts flooded the screen. Fans screamed, cried, laughed, and clutched their phones as if they were witnessing something historic because, in many ways, they were. For many armies, this wasn't just another live stream. It was a reunion of energy, chemistry, and comfort that had been deeply missed. Jikook has always carried a unique presence, a kind of warmth that feels both playful and deeply sincere. Seeing them together again felt like coming home after a long journey. The live broadcast began quietly, almost casually. Jungkook adjusted the camera with his usual focused expression, leaning slightly forward as he made sure everything was in frame. Meanwhile, Jimin sat beside him, watching with a soft smile that fans know so well. The smile that appears whenever he looks at Jungkook. It was subtle, but impossible to miss. Within seconds, viewers noticed how close they were sitting. Not awkwardly close, not forced, just naturally close. As if that distance was the most comfortable place in the world for both of them. Their shoulders brushed lightly as Jungkook reached for something off-screen, and Jimin instinctively leaned in to see what he was doing. It was a tiny moment, but the reaction online was immediate. They're back together. I can't breathe. This feels like a dream. Fans typed faster than they ever had before, desperate to capture their emotions in real time. Some admitted they had been waiting all day, afraid to step away from their devices in case the live started unexpectedly. Others confessed they had set alarms in the middle of the night just to be there from the very first second. And then came the laughter. It started with something small: Jungkook teasing Jimin about the way he greeted the audience. Jimin responded with a playful pout, nudging Jungkook's arm in mock protest. The exchange lasted only a few seconds, but it carried the unmistakable rhythm of their friendship. That effortless back and forth, that comfortable teasing, that shared humor that has always defined their bond. The laughter quickly spread beyond the screen. Fans watching from different countries found themselves laughing too, even if they didn't fully understand every word. Because with Jikook, the emotion is always clear. Their connection doesn't need translation. As the live continued, the atmosphere grew warmer and more relaxed. Jimin leaned back slightly, resting his hand on the table while Jungkook spoke animatedly about recent activities. Every now and then, Jimin would glance at him, nodding along, his eyes filled with quiet admiration. It was a look that fans have noticed countless times over the years, a look that seems to say, "I'm proud of you." At one point, Jungkook paused mid-sentence and turned toward Jimin with a grin, as if inviting him to share something. Jimin hesitated for a moment, then laughed shyly before speaking. The way Jungkook watched him, attentive, patient, and gently encouraging did not go unnoticed. Within minutes, screenshots of that exact moment began circulating across social media. Did you see how he looked at him? That smile says everything. They missed each other so much. The emotional weight of the reunion became even more apparent as the live went on. There was a sense of relief in their voices, a lightness that comes from finally being able to sit together again and simply exist in the same space. For fans, that sense of relief was contagious. Many armies admitted they had been feeling a quiet emptiness during the time apart. Not sadness exactly, but a longing for the familiar comfort that Jimin and Jungkook bring when they're together. Watching them laugh, talk, and share small moments felt like a reminder that some bonds remain steady no matter how much time passes. One of the most touching moments came unexpectedly. Jungkook was reading comments from viewers, scrolling through messages at lightning speed. Suddenly, he stopped. His expression softened as he read a message aloud about how fans had been waiting patiently for this reunion. The room grew quiet for a brief second. Then Jimin reached over and lightly tapped Jungkook's arm, smiling in a gentle, reassuring way. It was such a simple gesture, barely noticeable if you weren't paying close attention. But for fans who know them well, it spoke volumes. It was comfort. It was support. It was understanding without words. The chat exploded again. Jimin comforted him. They care about each other so much. This is why we love them. As the live stream continued, the conversation shifted to memories from the past. They reminisced about funny moments, shared stories about practice sessions, and laughed about small mistakes that had turned into inside jokes. Each story felt like a window into their world, a world built on years of shared experiences, trust, and genuine affection. At one point, Jimin mentioned how nervous he had been before a recent performance. Before he could finish his sentence, Jungkook interrupted with a reassuring comment, praising Jimin's hard work and talent. The sincerity in his voice was unmistakable. Jimin's reaction was immediate. He looked down for a second, smiling shyly, as if trying to hide how much the compliment meant to him. When he finally looked back up, his eyes were shining with gratitude. Fans watching the exchange felt their own hearts swell. Moments like that are what make Jikook so special. Not grand gestures, not dramatic declarations, just quiet, genuine support that appears exactly when it's needed most. As the live reached its midpoint, the energy shifted into something even more playful. Jungkook began joking about random topics, making exaggerated expressions that caused Jimin to burst into laughter. At one point, Jimin laughed so hard that he leaned forward, covering his face with his hands. Jungkook watched him with a fond smile, clearly amused by the reaction he had created. That single smile became one of the most shared images from the live. Fans described it as soft, affectionate, and full of warmth. Some even said it looked like the smile of someone who finds joy simply in seeing another person happy. The connection between them felt effortless, like a conversation that never truly stops, even when the cameras are turned off. And that effortless connection is exactly what made the reunion so emotional for fans. Because it reminded everyone that their bond is real. Not scripted. Not forced. Not temporary. Real. As the final minutes of the live approached, a subtle change in mood began to settle over the broadcast. The laughter was still there, but it carried a hint of nostalgia. Both Jimin and Jungkook seemed aware that the moment was coming to an end. Jungkook glanced at the camera, then at Jimin, as if silently asking how they should wrap things up. Jimin responded with a small nod, his expression soft and thoughtful. They thanked the viewers together. Not separately. Together. Their voices overlapped slightly as they expressed gratitude for the support, the patience, and the love that fans had shown throughout the time apart. It wasn't a long speech. It didn't need to be. The sincerity in their tone said everything. And then, just before ending the live, something happened that no one expected. Jungkook reached out and lightly touched Jimin's shoulder. It was a brief gesture, gentle, almost instinctive, but the timing made it unforgettable. The screen froze for a split second as viewers processed what they had just seen. Then the chat exploded one last time. Did you see that? The shoulder touch. I'm crying. Within minutes, clips of that moment spread across every corner of the internet. Fans replayed it over and over, analyzing every detail, every expression, every movement. Some called it a sign of reassurance. Others described it as a simple but powerful display of closeness. But regardless of interpretation, everyone agreed on one thing. The reunion felt genuine. When the live finally ended and the screen went dark, a wave of emotion lingered in the air. Fans stayed online, sharing reactions, posting screenshots, and writing heartfelt messages about what the moment had meant to them. Many described feeling comforted. Others said they felt hopeful. And some admitted they had cried not out of sadness, but out of relief and happiness. Because seeing Jimin and Jungkook together again reminded them of something important. That connection can endure distance, time, and uncertainty. That laughter can return after silence. That friendship can remain strong even when circumstances change. For armies around the world, this live wasn't just entertainment. It was a reminder of why they fell in love with Jikook in the first place. The warmth, the trust, the quiet understanding. And as fans replayed the broadcast late into the night, one thought echoed across social media again and again. Finally together again. Not just physically, but emotionally sharing smiles, laughter, and moments that felt as genuine as ever. The reunion wasn't dramatic or extravagant. It was simple, sincere, and deeply meaningful. And sometimes, those are the moments that matter the most. And just like that, the live ended. The screen went dark. But the emotions? They stayed. Because what we witnessed wasn't just a simple broadcast. It was a moment that reminded millions of fans why Jimin and Jungkook's bond feels so special, so comforting, and so unforgettable. From the laughter they shared, to the soft glances, to the way they naturally leaned toward each other, it all felt genuine, warm, and deeply meaningful. For many armies, this reunion felt like healing. Like a promise that no matter how much time passes, some connections remain strong, steady, and full of love. And seeing them together again gave fans a sense of joy that words can barely describe. But maybe the most beautiful part of all is knowing that this is only the beginning. More moments will come, more laughter will be shared, and more memories will be created together. So if this live made your heart race, if their smiles made you emotional, and if you believe that Jikook's story is far from over, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next unforgettable moment. Because here, we'll keep watching, celebrating, and cherishing every second of their journey right alongside you. Until the next video, stay safe, stay kind, and keep supporting Jimin and Jungkook with all your love.